Okay, so I haven't dated anybody in 3 years. I finally decided I'm gonna put myself out there, start meeting people.
Don't cancel me, but your future husband is not going to care about your career.
Okay, so I haven't dated anybody in 3 years. I finally decided I'm gonna put myself out there, start meeting people. These men are weak. These men are soft, okay? They don't text you, they don't call you, they like your Instagram post. It is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. What planet is everybody on? Why are girls allowing men to act like this to them? Absolutely not. No, go waste your time with a 20-year-old. Like, they'll probably be happy to give your attention. Oh, somebody's here for me. It's not a date.
Don't cancel me, but your future husband is not going to care about your career, your accolades, or your accomplishments. The thing he is going to care about, though, is your looks. Therefore, make sure you're investing your time and energy into what's aligned with your desires and goals.
Two women, one destiny, The Wall. The first is divorced, with kids, but still expects to be treated like she was when she was 20. She fools herself into thinking that likes or DMs on Instagram actually mean something, when in reality, those men don't see her as a real option, let alone as a partner. A single mother will never get the same attention as a young, free woman. The problem is that modern women try to align everything with their desires, always aiming for a winner who's out of their league. But the more they chase fantasies, the further they drift from reality. They're average women who look down on average men. And in the end, that self-deception always comes with a price.
Being single at 30 and dating was easier than dating in my 20s. In my 30s, I was no longer as easily impressed. You treat me with kindness, you treat me with respect, you open the door for me. That's the bare minimum. In my 30s, I'm also no longer taking into account someone's potential. I feel like people in their 30s, you are who you are. You have a stable job, that is great. I'm not longer looking at guys with no stable job like, oh, he's just trying to find himself. No, like, you should already have found yourself. You are who you are by 30. I feel like in your 30s, you already know who you are as a person and what you want. So it's easier to see if you align together or not. It's not like I could want children one day. You probably already know if you want them or not. It's not I could want marriage one day. You probably already know if you want marriage or not. You already know the type of relationship you have with his family. You already know who you are as a person. So it's just easier to see like, hey, we're not gonna align than waste time with them. And more than anything, in my 30s, I really don't care anymore. I have told guys like, hey, I didn't appreciate you not making plans and you wasting my time like this. I'm not going on this date. I have told men like, if you're not going to show any interest now, you're probably not going to show more interest later. Not for me. It's the worst that can happen. That man's not going to want a second date with me. I don't care. He's going to stop talking to me. Really do not care. Ghost me now than later. At 30, I am who I am. I love who I am. And if you're not going to encourage that, if you're not going to rise to my standards, if you're not going to try to be a better person, then what are we doing?
Stop it. Get some help.
I ask myself the same thing. Why is she recording herself while driving? But I have to admit, she's partly right. A man over 30 usually has stability, a clear direction, and knows whether or not he wants to start a family. He's a man focused on building his path. But here's the uncomfortable truth. If that man is a winner, is he really going to choose a woman in her mid-30s, already affected by the wall and with expectations that go beyond what she offers? Of course not. That man is going to choose a young woman between 20 and 25 who brings freshness, wants to build a family, and doesn't come with emotional baggage or unrealistic demands. That's the part she never mentions, that maybe the men she dates are even older because the ones her age no longer see her as an option.
How old are you?
28.
Let's say I wanted to take you out. How much do you expect me to spend on a first date?
Depends where we're going.
What's your expectation, though?
I don't really have any.
So I could hit you up and say, hey, let's go to Burger King and get slushy?
No. I mean, at least like, nice 5-star type of restaurant. And then depending on how it goes, depending how I like you. And that all kind of goes with me even saying yes for a first actual date. So that takes a toll.
Okay. So a 5-star restaurant in Miami, how much is that gonna range?
Depends how many drinks you'll be ordering.
Average.
Anywhere from 300 to 800, maybe. Jumpstart, yeah.
So realistically, you expect a man to spend $800 on a first day?
Yeah,
Has it happened before?
yeah.
Oh, hell no!
Brothers, $800 on a first date is insane. No man thinking clearly should spend that kind of money on a woman who, on her own, would never even set foot in that restaurant. The truth is, women set high standards only for the men they're not really into. Because when it's someone they truly like, they'll say yes to grabbing just a coffee around the corner. But the guy they're not attracted to, they'll drain him until he doesn't have a dollar left in his pocket. Think about it. Who in their right mind would spend $800 just to get to know someone? And what if, 30 minutes in, you realize you're not even attracted to her? There you are, stuck in an overpriced restaurant, paying a ridiculous bill. Don't fall for that game. Don't be the simp. Because for the man they really want, they open every door without asking for a thing.
Women.
Okay, so today me and my best friend are going to be playing Two Truths and a Lie.
Alright.
And she's gonna go first.
I'm gonna go first. Alright, so I've got curly hair, I'm single, and I've got 4 dogs.
Okay. Well, okay, so I know you had a boyfriend last week, but
Okay.
you be moving. You be
Okay,
moving.
right.
So, I'm gonna have to say I'm single because you do have curly hair and
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
4 dogs. So,
Alright.
yeah. Me, I used to have a scorpion. I have red hair.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw you kissing my ex-boyfriend last weekend.
I don't know what you're talking about. Can we turn the camera off? We can talk about this privately.
No.
This does
Because
not need
no.
to be put on camera.
I'm not going to sit here and allow you to do
I
this.
don't know what you're talking about.
You
I
deserve to be put on blast.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know exactly what I'm
don't know
talking
what
about.
you're talking
Oh, I
about.
have a video. I literally have a
Okay.
video of you doing it.
So
So don't try and play with me because you're supposed to be my best
I
friend
don't know what you're talking
and
about.
you literally kissed my ex-boyfriend.
I don't know what you're talking about. Like, he
Just fess
messaged
up.
me.
Just,
he messaged
oh,
me.
he messaged you.
Yes.
But you replied. And yeah, that was my boyfriend, but you were supposed to be my best friend.
But he messaged me. Maybe you should talk to your
You know,
boyfriend about
no, don't piss me off right.
A woman's worst enemy is another woman. And it doesn't surprise me to see it over and over again. Friends often have the same taste in men, and envy shows up quickly. If the less attractive one lands a good man, the other one won't take long to fill up with jealousy and start comparing. That's when the poison starts, giving bad advice, planting doubts, pressuring her to end the relationship, all with the goal of taking the spot they secretly envy. That's why the woman who loses a good man because she listened to her toxic friends is naive. She doesn't realize those advisors are the first ones to text her boyfriend or her ex. In the female game, the most dangerous rival is never a stranger. It's the one she calls her best friend.
Listen up. When a man is interested in you, he will hunt you down like prey. Meaning, 1, he'll let you know he's interested. 2, he's willing to go along with any terms you give him. If you tell him he needs to be patient, he'll be patient. If you tell him you want things to go slow, he'll go slow. If you ask him to jump, he'll say how high. If a man is giving you wishy-washy signals, yes and no signals, get out. He doesn't want you. And if he does like you, he has no balls. He has no character. You do not want a man like that. You deserve a man that is proud to call you his.
Here we have a high-maintenance woman, one you don't want as a partner because her role in your life becomes more of a liability than an asset. Simply put, all she knows how to do is take. Women like this are only good for one night, if you're willing to drop a few $1,000s to be with them. But once you've reached your goal, it's best to walk away, because sooner or later, they turn into a drain on your wallet. Their upkeep is so expensive that if you're not the one paying for it, they'll find someone else who will, even while they're still with you.
If you were to ask me like a year ago how I feel about dating apps, I'd be like, oh yeah, Hinge is cool. I've met a lot of great guys on Hinge. a lot of Hinge horror stories I can't relate to, because honestly, a lot of my best like relationships, short-term relationship flings, whatever, have been through Hinge. But I'm here today to say that I am no longer a part of the Hinge crew, and I don't think I'm going back. Nothing terrible has happened, nothing worth a story, but the men that have been liking me on Hinge lately have it's starting to make me question, who am I? To be getting this type of attention, what am I giving off? What kind of energy am I giving on my profile that is just attracting men who look like they barely snuck onto Earth? Like, you look like you really weren't supposed to be here for real. And yet you got on Earth and you got a buttload of audacity because now you're on Hinge telling me that you want to take me out. You know what I'm saying? It's been all year. I don't know if it's me, if it's Hinge, if it's the men, I don't know. I don't care. But all year, I've just been attracting the most disgusting looking men that I promise to God I've never seen men look this bad before. I'm so serious. And I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm being so serious. I've never seen men this down bad in my messages before. It's never happened. And I had to actually leave because it's starting to make me think, it's changing my mindset to the point where now I'm feeling like there are no attractive men. And I don't know if that's true or not, but I can't afford to have that type of mindset. Because if you believe that there's no attractive men, then you're not going to find one. So I can't let Hinge ruin my perception. And that's what it was starting to do. Like, it was getting to the point where every time I logged onto the app, I almost lost hope in humanity as a whole. And I can't let that happen. So now I guess my future husband, he's gonna have to find me a Kroger or something. I don't know. I go to Kroger like once a week. So maybe he'll be there. Maybe he'll find me on my walking trail. I don't know, but he can't find me on Hinge because your girl is I'm done. I'm done. I've been insulted way too many times. I don't belong here anymore. I have to go.
The problem with dating apps for women is the gap between what they think they deserve and what they can actually aim for. 80% of men are invisible because most women only swipe right on the top 20%. But by doing that, they enter a direct battle with thousands of other women competing for the same handful of guys. The result? The Chads feast. They sample every flavor, jump from one adventure to the next, and never commit to any of them. And while these women keep playing the aim-high game, they're the ones who end up getting burned. The thing is, dating apps show you thousands of profiles and hundreds of matches, but they always go for a select group they think is better for them. And in the process, they reject the men in their own league who could have actually made great partners. Brothers, the wall keeps collecting its toll.
I just started this video and I'm already starting to cry. So for anybody that doesn't know me, my name is Amber, and I recently got out of a pretty bad domestic abuse relationship. I took my kids. I ran an hour away. And I'm starting new, okay? And anybody that's ever been in a domestic abuse relationship, you know how it is. Like, they have a really good way of making you feel like you're nothing and that you'll never be anything. He did really good at making me forget who I was and lose myself. He isolated me. He controlled everything that I did, from where I went to what I could wear to who I talked to. And it's kind of left me in a position where I don't really have help with my kids. So what I'm asking for is kind of just your guys' help. Like, I'm not asking you guys for anything, just like to maybe follow me or like watch my other videos. I just do like stay-at-home mom stuff. I try to post good deals, things like that. Just so badly, I want to prove him wrong, that I am better than the person that he's turned me into, that I have so much motivation to be better and that I can be successful and that I don't need him. Like I said, he's done a lot of things to me. He's hit on me with my newborn daughter. in my arms. He's trying to throw me down the stairs with her. He's locked me outside with her in 120-degree heat. He hit me and choked me when I was pregnant with her. So I've been out almost 3 weeks, but because I have a daughter with him, it's just so hard to like break contact with him. And he has just traumatized me so much. Like, he's just made me feel worthless. And I know I'm a good mom. Like, I know that I can do all of this by myself. And I know that it's the best option. It's the safest option for me and my kids. But he has just destroyed who I am.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
I don't know, it seems fake. First of all, it's obvious you're reading from a script. And there are no real tears. You're a bad actress. And the most contradictory part, you say that man was the devil himself, yet you still had 2 kids with him. Let me guess. He wasn't like that with the first one, and then he changed with the second, right? And the police number, you didn't know it? You never thought about filing a report? Your best idea was to come on TikTok, make begging videos, ask for followers, and sell products under this suffering woman narrative. Because nowadays, that's become a trend, brothers. But anyway, let's continue.
Women.
I used to be successful, and I used to be self-sufficient, and I used to have so much motivation, and I used to be like so pretty and like skinny, and I used to have so many friends, and he took all that from me. And so like I said, I'm not asking you guys for anything. I want to prove to him so bad that I can take care of my kids, and I can take care of them financially too, and that I can be something more than just this like piece of shit person. I felt like that when I left him, like a weight was lifted, that like we were okay, and that I was making the right decision. It fucking sucks that he's such a piece of shit person that's like doing well and like can financially sustain himself and has all these things to offer, and I can't offer anything. And I'm trying to do everything the way I'm supposed to do it, and it's just not fucking good enough. If you were in this situation, did you finally feel free from this? Because it's been 4 years and I'm fucking tired. I'm so tired. I'm tired of being scared. I'm tired of him like feeling like he's gonna find out where I'm at and like he's gonna take my kids from me, and I'm just so tired of this feeling, and I just want to be good. I'm trying to do everything with my best foot forward, and I don't even cry in front of my kids because I don't want them to know. Since he cut everyone off, I only have so many people around now that I can call to, but there's still nobody close to me. Everybody's over an hour away from me. So I kind of use this as like the last effort to just kind of vent. And I know that there's a lot of people on here that have been in similar situations, so maybe you could just kind of give me some advice.
Stop it. Get some help.
You used to be a high-value woman, and according to you, he took everything from you. Now you want to be someone again, and your plan is to get famous on TikTok. Great idea. A woman with 2 kids who, instead of doing that, should be out looking for a job. Also, if your ex-husband, the man you say is the devil, is still after you, why are you making public videos? It's contradictory if you say you're hiding. This story sounds more like a made-up tale to promote your social media, selling a fake narrative to get sympathy and help from people. Young women who truly want to move forward can work for real, but now the best idea many have is to share their personal problems online. And honestly, that's unbelievable.
I just got home from divorce court. I thought I was getting divorced from my narcissistic ex after a year of hell. And we had everything already figured out. But he didn't show up. And I knew something was happening when that happened. And sure enough, even though we agreed on something, it didn't actually get put in. And he does not have to pay adult care for our severely special needs boy. He hasn't seen him in 2.5 years anyway.
Never believe a single word a narcissist says especially when divorcing. It's funny how all exes are narcissistic, when in reality only about 1% of the population have narcissistic personality disorder. You must have looked that stat up because I did too. How many narcissists do you think actually go and get diagnosed? That's where that stat comes from. Getting diagnosed would be an anti-narc move. But okay, sunshine, you do you. That's not how statistical analysis works, ma'am. The chances are that your ex is not a narcissist. He's just someone you don't like because you disagree. Sunshine. It's like talking to my ex-husband. That's telling. You can stop trolling me now. I am disengaging. I'd give up, too. Be well. There is no way there are this many narcissists out there. Probably true, but I'm not speaking about everyone else. A lot of people have effed up childhoods, and this became their coping style. There's not. Every man gets labeled a narcissist by their ex-wife. Nah, not true, but way to deflect your misogyny to a person whose life you've never lived, so EFF off.
Okay, so here's the thing. Some crazy shit went down today in divorce court. Like, we had all these signed agreements, and I remember reading those agreements before I signed them, and I remember everything that was on them. And then today, all of a sudden, it's not in the agreement. It's not there. It's gone. It just disappeared. And I was sobbing, and it was horrible, and I was sobbing, and I knew that's why he wasn't there, and his attorney didn't show up either. I knew something was wrong. They had some stand-in guy who seemed very confused. At first, he was really nasty to me. And the judge just kept saying, you signed this, you signed this. And I was like, no, I didn't. And she's like, well, you should have taken care of this before today. And I was like, I tried. I begged her. She would never do anything. So here's my question. We signed this document. We had a 7-hour mediation session. And it was 3 attorneys and me because my husband's an attorney. And at the end, I signed first, and then everyone kind of sat there. Could they have changed something then? Is there any way to find out? Is somebody a techie who could go and see if there's like time scams or something, or is there somewhere I can go to get that done? I need help because this has ruined our lives. And I've asked my attorney, I keep asking her, do you remember us talking about that? Do you remember us? And I've been emailing her, and she will not answer the question. She just sends me a copy of it. And then she tells me that she's no longer my attorney, so stop talking to her. She will not answer the question if she remembers that stuff. And she's already been doing a lot of really sketchy things, like not giving me my files.
Divorces are a minefield for interests only half aligned. Her, him, the lawyers, and the judge, and one constant. There are no winners. The industry's incentive is that the longer it drags out, the more the lawyer bills. Now she labels her ex as a narcissist, but her own story points to something else. There was a 7-hour mediation, 3 lawyers at the table, the judge repeating, you signed this, and on top of that, her ex is a lawyer. Then she says certain clauses disappeared from the agreement and that her lawyer dropped the case without handing over the files. All of that describes a technical legal battle, not some villain and victim tale. Now, as you saw in the comments, she calls her ex-husband a narcissist simply because he won the divorce. She sells herself as a victim, but in reality, she was trying to bleed him dry in court. demanding alimony, more money for the child's illness, on top of the medical bills, and basically expecting to keep the same privileges she had when she was married. And of course, if her ex-husband, a lawyer, refuses to be destroyed in the process, he's instantly labeled a narcissist.
Hey, so it turns out that my attorney was in on it, and we had this 7-hour settlement mediation thing, and it was just 3 attorneys and me. My husband's an attorney, and we discussed everything in that session. We discussed adult support for my child. We discussed reunification therapy because of some things that had happened. We discussed not using any language from the temporary orders because it was completely controlling. And we sat there and we discussed it all. And so I thought that meant that my attorney was looking out for me, right? And so at the end, after 7 hours, I didn't read it that carefully because we just talked about it. And she knew what she was doing. And I've been messaging her, asking her, do you remember what we talked about that? Do you remember we put Joey's care in there? Do you remember that we put reunification therapy? Do you remember? And she responded by sending me the settlement agreement and highlighting every horrible thing in it. And so I said, that doesn't answer my question. And so she told me to stop talking to her. She ruined my life. People don't like to take accountability. But the whole time we were there, the judge kept saying, why didn't you file for this sooner? And I said, I asked. She wouldn't do it. Well, why didn't you just go to trial? I asked, and she wouldn't do it. Why didn't you file for enforcement? Because I was trying to get reimbursements for things. She goes, why didn't you enforce it sooner? I asked, and it's just all wiped clean. We're literally living on government assistance. I'm sorry. I'm guess I'm talking about this because I know there's other people out there who've gone through this, but I just didn't think. Anyway, at least I'm not married to him anymore. But he still has access to my home, according to that document. Thanks for listening.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Sure, it's a little sad, but let's be real. In a divorce, nobody wins. It's just 2 people trying not to go bankrupt. Her husband did what any man would do, protect himself. Today she plays the victim, but the truth is, she went for everything. Alimony, extra benefits, more money. And on top of that, she made the mistake of putting her future in the hands of a lawyer who, according to her, did nothing. And of course, won't be held accountable, because responsibility is kryptonite for some women. You should have thought twice before going through with the divorce. You probably saw other women on TikTok doing the same and thought, I'm at that age, I'm tired of taking care of this man, my husband's about to retire, now's the time to go for the bag. You wanted freedom while he financed it. Well, you got your freedom, but the problem is, it doesn't come with funding. And of course, she presents herself as ruined, but conveniently leaves out the fact that she kept the house and several other benefits she doesn't mention. It's not like you were left out on the street. You just didn't get everything you wanted.
Women.
Hey, single girlies in the 30s, come in, hurry up, quickly, sit down. Let's talk about it. dating in your 30s is kind of like a shocking experience. I don't know about y'all, but like I never saw myself here, right? I never thought I would be here. In fact, when I went to college 10 plus years ago, I made up in my mind. I was like, I'm leaving here with a degree in a man. I'm leaving here with something like a whole new bachelor with degrees. I'm leaving here with my husband. And in fact, I did freshman year meet what I thought was my husband, and it didn't work out after 10 plus years. But nonetheless, I'm just thinking right now, like, I never saw myself dating in my 30s. And this, every time I get dressed for a date, I'm shocked. Utter disbelief. Like, is this my life? Hey, how are you? What's your favorite color? What? 30?
You're at the wall. Chances are you're one of those who thought it was time for a fresh start instead of valuing what you had. You landed a professional man, likely in the same field as you, and you shared similar interests. But, like most women, after 10 years in a relationship, you probably got bored. You thought, now I have more money, I'm more mature, dating will be easy, I'll have hundreds of options. Only to realize that what shows up isn't better than what you left behind. Let me tell you, it only gets worse the older you get. Brothers, the wall doesn't forgive.
Okay, let's see what we have here. Oh, hello, Brian. Brian, you are a cutie. Yes, you are. Accountant. Okay, money. 6'2". Okay, honey. I love that for me. Want a relationship? Yeah, you do. Moderate. Okay, Brian, playing it safe. Understood. Let's see. Oh, you have a kid. Oh my God, she's so cute. Shh, that's my niece. Don't have a kid. Okay. Oh my goodness, look at the little puppy. Look at the doggy. Look at the cute little doggy. Not my dog. Okay. I feel like, do we have other, why'd we post, but whatever, it's fine. Wait, is that Robert Downey Jr.? Brian, how'd you have a photo with Robert Downey Jr.? Why are you the same height as Robert Downey Jr.? Duly noted. Brian! A fucking fish? Really? A fucking fish? What, do you not read the internet? Why do you... Wait, that's so many fish? Why do you have so many fish? What do you do, accounting for the Atlantic Ocean? Oh my God, Brian! You have so much potential. And a fucking tongue photo? You're out. Brian, you're fucking out. Sorry. What else we got? Well, hello, Michael. Entrepreneur at YOLO. Okay, I'm deleting the app.
Stop it. Get some help.
Remember, guys, women on dating apps are only looking for the 666 of the apocalypse. 6 feet tall, 6-figure income, and a six-pack. The 666 from hell. These are women who only want the winner. Did you see how she described that guy? Her 2 reasons for rejecting him were his height and his job. If he had been some guy in finance, she would have picked him. Women on dating apps always think they're a 10, so when they look for a partner, they only aim for the top 20% because they all believe they're a 10. But listen, woman, you're already 30, the wall is waiting.
Okay, here is the debrief of this date I went on. So my first date in 5 years, I met this guy through a dating app. Like I said, straight away, he was like, I like you. I want to see you. Are you free for brunch on the weekend? So we meet up for this brunch. He arrives on time. I arrive a few minutes after him. First impressions, he dresses well. You can tell he takes care of himself. He was objectively good looking, but I wasn't sure if I was attracted to him. But that does sometimes come later for me. And also the personality and the way someone carries themselves plays a big part in that. So we sit down, order our food, conversation is flowing. He's very sweet. He's complimenting me, but it's not too much. Like, it doesn't feel like love bombing. It's just very sweet and gentlemanly. He offers me the nicer, comfy seat. Like, he's got good manners. He's attentive. Even in the conversation, I can tell this man has a lot of integrity. We have a lot in common in terms of what we're looking for, how we carry ourselves, and how we treat other people. And he makes it clear that he values other people that have the ability to think deeply, have emotional intelligence and awareness. Like, he's not just saying these words, but also what we're talking about and the way he is kind of showing me evidence of this. Now, I can tell we're both yappers. We both like to talk a lot. However, I feel like I had a little bit more composure. Like, when I meet new people, I am talkative and friendly, but I'm not like overdoing it. Like, if it's someone I'm really comfortable with, we're like yapping away, talking over each other, laughing, whatever. But when it's somebody new, I'm a bit more reserved. I'm talking, I'm asking questions, I'm giving my opinion, whatever. But I am pausing, I'm observing, I'm taking note. Now, he actually isn't from this country. He was born and raised in another European country. He's traveled and lived and worked in several other countries before moving to London, and he's been here for a few years. And what was really impressive to me, and a little bit humbling, was the fact that English isn't even his second, like I think it might be his third or fourth language, but he's so fluent. He's got a better vocabulary than me. Okay, maybe not better, but as good of a vocabulary as me, and English is my first language. He's even familiar with the London slang and references. I wasn't sure at this point if he's going to get my humor, because I do find people that are like born and raised in different countries, like your sense of humor doesn't always match. It can be a little bit different.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Men today will have to get used to going on a date with a woman and then heading to her TikTok to see the review she left about them. Because honestly, every date now turns into content. At least this one is giving him some compliments. But there are many who completely tear the guy apart. Personally, I don't trust a woman, at least not as a partner, who's constantly sharing her life on social media. Everything sounds nice while you're doing things right, but the moment a problem or issue comes up, those same women will put you on blast for everyone to see. It's a tough time to be a man nowadays.
Women.
And that's a big one for me. So I wasn't sure at this point. And he even asked me at a point, like, why have you been single? And as I went to explain, he was like, actually, you know what? Just tell me what they're doing wrong. Because it's not you. What are these men doing wrong that makes you not want to be with them? Because it's not going to be you. And I was just like, yes, I just thought that was really funny. I'm like, yeah, he gets it. And I know you might be thinking, well, of course he's going to say that he's going to try and impress you. But I don't know, vibes don't lie. I feel like I read people well. I feel like he just got it. He was like, babe, it's not you. And because he's not really lived it for too long, he was asking me certain things that he just doesn't understand about the culture here. Like, he was like, what are situationships? Like, I don't understand this. Like, you're either with someone or you're not. Like, you can date and be single, but then if you like them enough, you'd be with them, surely. Like, what is this weird situationship? He didn't really understand it. I was like, me neither. I don't get it either. Like, what is the point? So I like that we were on the same page about a lot of things. So we were sitting at brunch for maybe like 2.5 hours. And then he was like, if you haven't got anything else to do, like, shall we go for a coffee? Like, I want to continue talking. Anyway, he got the bill and then we went to a coffee place. This place he wanted me to try out. It was really cute. We carried on talking. And the more I spoke to him, the more I was like, this is going well. I was a little bit like, I don't know, like, the attraction isn't building for me, but I do like him as a person, which I think is really important. And that's like the basis. Like, you need that first. There was a few things when it came to like his mannerisms that I was like, I didn't really know what to make of. Like, after our walk, we found this cute little park to sit in and he was sitting next to me and he's like leaned in, and every time he's talking, he's like tapping me on my arm, on my shoulder. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I just didn't know what to make of it, but I'm just going to put it down to maybe like cultural differences, or maybe he just felt so comfortable with me, because I was thinking, I'm not your bro. Like, what you, he was like, yeah, so this, and then as he's talking, he's like tapping my arm, and I was like, okay, like, it's not the worst thing. It was just I didn't know what to make of it. But all in all, I had a really good date, and he did let me know before we even left the date that he wants to see me again. He's had a really nice time, etc., etc. And when I got home, I got a text from him saying the same sort of thing and asking me if I'm free the following weekend. And we have met up since for a second date. But the second date did not go as well as the first one. But I'm going to make a part 2. Let me know if you want to know what happened on the second date.
It's because of things like this that you can see how badly women choose men. She's out there chasing that spark from the very first moment. She even says it herself. The date goes well, she finds him attractive, but still rejects him because he doesn't give her a roller coaster of emotions on the first outing. Women today are chasing dopamine, not stability. When a decent, serious man with good intentions shows up, they pass him over because he doesn't give them that instant high. But if it were a Chad who, on the first date, suggested going to bed, they'd worship him and shower him with praise. This kind of behavior, driven by instant gratification, only leads them straight to the wall. And the wall doesn't forgive.
If you're trying to date a girl like me, I'm going to give you a couple of tips on how to ask someone like me out on a date. I'm in my early 30s, I know what I want, and I am very detail-oriented. I love a man with a plan, and I think other women like me would too. If you have a plan for, like, I think you would love this, let's go here at this time, wear something nice, and then you ask me when I'm available, chef's kiss. If you don't know what to do and we're talking already, use context clues, use ChatGPT, use TikTok, use Google. There's really no excuse. Like, be creative, put in a little bit of effort. Secondly, if you have a car, please offer to pick her up. Like, honestly, ask her to pick her up. If you don't have a car, send her a Lyft, send her an Uber. If you're from out of town, rent a car. If she decides that she's more comfortable meeting you there, ask her how she's getting there. Make sure the place has parking. Make sure you pay for her parking. Honestly, consideration is the highest form of respect and kindness and love for someone like me. That goes a long way. Lastly, flowers. So many men don't do this. Bring me one flower. Trader Joe's has flower bouquets for $4.99. Bring me a plant from Home Depot. It's the thought that counts. It's such a kind gesture. If a guy brings flowers on the first date, water, immediate moisture, wet waterfalls. Oh my God. This does not mean that I want to be asked out on a date. Please don't ask me out on a date through my DMs. This is just to help you. Okay?
When a woman describes the kind of man she wants, she talks about the perfect gentleman, attentive, romantic, almost like a fairy tale prince. But all it takes is asking how many of her exes were like that, and the answer is silence. The fantasy doesn't match her real choices. Attraction isn't built on good intentions or excessive affection. It's triggered by masculine traits that spark desire, even if they don't line up with what she claims she's looking for. That's why so many good guys end up stuck in the friend zone. I don't play that role. My approach to winning a woman over is simple: be direct, have a plan, and lead the date on my terms. Because the truth is, they don't know how to choose.
Can we please just normalize being nervous that you're not going to find your person? Like, I'm fucking nervous. Like, everyone's like, you're 31, you have plenty of time. But yes, have you seen the options? Have you seen the dating pool? Like, the pool is empty. There's no water in the pool. So the fish in there are literally dead. I'm like kind of joking, but like not really. Like, I get it. I'm going to be fine if I don't find my person. Like, I don't want to be fine alone. I want to be fine with a fine man. Like, and I got so much flack for saying I feel nervous because everyone's like, you have so much time. You have so much time. Comment below because I know I'm not the only one who feels fucking nervous. Like, in this day and age, it's scary.
Brothers, the wall doesn't forgive. After 30, no matter what they say, most women feel the fear of ending up alone. That whole happier single narrative is just a front. Look at how she admits it herself. I'll be fine single, but I want a good man. What she's really looking for is a beta provider, a man who can offer financial stability and long-term security, while she brings the starting a family package to the table. Many won't say it out loud, but they know that after 30, fertility drops and the biological clock is ticking. That's why so many are freezing their eggs. This fear is real. They know the train is leaving, and once it's gone, there's no turning back because they're at the wall, and the wall doesn't forgive.
If you're single and you're not being crazy, what are you doing? Like, actually, what are you doing? Honey, please. Because you could literally be together with someone for the rest of your life in like 3 months from now. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know when you're going to meet the person for you. You should be leveraging this time, especially because it's still summer right now. For those of you talking about fall, I don't want to hear it. Okay, sit down. Like, if you're single and you're bored, the only reason you're bored is because of your own habits and your own choices. You could act crazy and have so much fun and have such good stories. Maybe scare your friends a little bit, but like, it will be worth it. Because one day, maybe soon, maybe not, you could have someone that you kind of have to run things by, right? And you have no idea how quickly that can come and realize for you. So the only way you're ever going to feel ready is if you have the most fun possible right now. That being said, who wants to go to the club this weekend?
This is the perfect example of a woman who lives for the thrill. Today, she prioritizes nightclubs, alcohol, and living in the moment. But once she hits 30, the mileage starts to show. Instead of focusing on building a relationship, taking care of herself, and preserving her value, she burns through stages as if youth were eternal. The irony is that, once time catches up, they expect a high-value man to see them as wife material. But let's be clear, no serious man wants a party girl to build a family with. All that modern talk about freedom and empowerment ends up being just an excuse to live without limits, until the wall reminds them that consequences do come. That's why the wall will keep claiming victims.
Don't listen to the haters. Living alone is one of the best things of all time. I remember my mom used to say, aren't you lonely living alone? It's quite the opposite. Like, nothing does it justice. And so many people will tell you, like, you're not going to want to be by yourself or it's going to be sad and all this other stuff. But it isn't. It's amazing. And I want to say there are cons to living alone, but the pros far outweigh the cons. And it don't even matter. It don't even got to be like a penthouse or, a luxury apartment. It could be just anything that's your own space. Every bit of it is worth it. You cannot tell me otherwise.
I don't even know if I'm gonna post this or if this is dumb of me to like cry about, but I'm gonna be 24 at the end of this month and my birthday's on a Saturday. So I'm trying to plan something either on the Friday, like for something like that weekend. And the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I'm probably gonna be alone. And I don't know, this is probably like really dumb for me to like cry about, but like I think the reason why I'm so like depressed or like really sad is because I crave relationship. I crave relationship from like family, friends, a relationship. Like I just crave like human connection.
Oh, boo-hoo! Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
It's becoming more and more evident what has already been said. By 2030, nearly half of all women will be single. And I'm not surprised. We see it every day. Women who claim to enjoy their independence, but deep down carry anxiety and emptiness. This girl says she's happy alone, that she doesn't need anyone. But just watching her cry reveals the truth. She longs for a real relationship. She craves human connection, to feel cared for, to be seen as important, to have someone who genuinely worries about her life. No fancy apartment or false narrative of the independent life can replace that. The key lies in her own standards. She rejects the average man, the one who's actually in her league, because she's chasing an ideal that doesn't exist. And that's the irony. The more she clings to that illusion, the closer she gets to her inevitable fate. Because the wall always collects, and the wall doesn't forgive.
They finally decided to start studying women's bodies, and guess what they found out? That whole scary female biological clock thing, turns out it's not us, it's the men. Yes, we are born with all of our eggs, and yes, they decline over time, but new research has now shown that our eggs are actually protected from certain aging damage. Meanwhile, sperm gets worse and worse every single year. Slower swimmers, more DNA damage, and less volume. By 40, miscarriage risks go up, and by 45, IVF success rates drop, even if the woman's eggs are young. So instead of telling women to hurry up before they dry up when we are 25, why is nobody telling the men to freeze their sperm?
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Up until the early 2000s, it was both normal and expected to be dating multiple people at the same time until somebody specifically asked you to be boyfriend or girlfriend. Everybody's saying social media ruin relationships. Y'all are right, but not for the reason you think. Because it made y'all think that just being romantically interested in a person lays you claim to their attention and exclusivity. It does not. You have to promise commitment and have them agree to commit to you.
Interesting. The issue comes down to how many shots each one has. While a man, with each shot, has millions of options, it's not the same for a woman. It may be true that sperm quality declines with age, but there are other factors, like comfort, bad habits, and above all, a man's condition. Most men have children after 30, since most women tend to pair up with men who are older than them. That means, either way, men have more time. As for what the girl said, that people used to ask to be in a relationship, it's also true that back then, people had integrity and commitment. They didn't date multiple people at the same time while getting to know someone else. But now, with the unlimited options that dating apps offer, they think they can go out with anyone who crosses their path.
Don't sleep with your coworker. Do not sleep with your coworker. The only reason why you find them attractive is because you're around them 40 hours a week, 8 hours a day. Do not sleep with your coworker. I am begging you. Because the minute that you leave that establishment, the clarity is going to kick in. And you're going to realize, oh, they weren't really that attractive. I was just delirious.
Okay, my next Sydney question for everyone is, how are we dating? So I really want to find a partner. I love loving someone.
I thought moving to a new city, it may be easier because I'm new, I'm putting myself out there, whatever. And I was on the phone with my sister this morning. She's like, Ab, you need to meet someone organically. I'm like, I am trying. So I need to know, how are we doing it? Does it happen? And is it me that's the problem?
Stop it. Get some help.
The delusions of the modern woman, sleeping with her coworker. We all know that many women have a weakness for men in positions of power, so it's no surprise to hear office rumors or stories about empowered, married women in the corporate world who end up cheating with a coworker. Spending 8 hours a day locked in with a man who constantly flirts in a casual way often leads to something. Though it has to be said, these days, men are being much more careful because harassment lawsuits in companies are everywhere. And about the woman in Australia, what is there to say? You ruined courtship yourselves. In places like Sydney, the situation is so extreme that women now have to make the first move because men are afraid of getting reported to the police. Modern feminism destroyed dating and courtship.
I've been giving a lot of thought recently as to why I'm single, and one thing keeps sticking out of my mind, and that is multiple people in my life have told me something along the lines of, you know, Taylor, it's going to take a very special type of man to be with you, to hold you down. Okay. What the does that mean?
Provided men do not want nice girls. They want brats. Okay, let me explain. You're a people pleaser, which means the way you're showing up in relationships is causing you to attract and stay with men who end up needing mothering. Whether it's because they're passive, avoidant, selfish, whatever the vice is, somehow this male is a dusty. And how do I know that you've been with a dusty? You are way too reasonable, way too flexible, and way too empathetic in your relationships, which is why you keep attracting men that eventually need you to become their mother. They can actually sense something in your energy that screams, oh, she'll bend for me. Oh, she'll adjust her life to me. No, 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 no. True provider men love high maintenance women because men and women in their most natural, healed, and healthy forms look like this. Men love to be of service. It gives them energy. And women look after themselves and then serve everyone only from their overflow. So in order for that to work, men have to put the woman first, the woman puts the woman first, and then together they make a happy family.
Redhead, that means you're unbearable. You need a man with a very passive personality to put up with you. Women who talk about what men want. Why don't they just listen to what men are actually asking for? A man simply wants a woman who supports his life path, who is sweet, who shows acts of service, who brings peace, who isn't argumentative, who tells the truth, and who makes him feel loved and happy when he's with her. It's really not that hard. The problem is that many buy into the myth that the worse you treat a man, the more he falls for you. That's a lie. High-value men don't invest in difficult women. On the contrary, they avoid them. The man who stays does so with his guard up, because he knows everything she does comes with conditions. The woman who wins is the one who understands that being sweet, feminine, and supportive doesn't make her weak. It makes her valuable. There's a reason for the old saying, a drop of honey catches more flies than a gallon of gall.
Women.
We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. Why don't modern women listen to men? What do you think about the idea that a man's sperm gets worse over time? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from the wall.